Ich gehöre längst nicht mehr zur Welt der Sterblichen. Ich fürchte hier nichts und niemanden. Willst du wissen, wer ich bin? Ich bin Vegeta!
Once again, yes, I'm a little bit late on this review, but yes, I am back. 12-10. I believe it dropped like yesterday or the day before that, but it was some serious stuff. It was on Monday, because they say it's Wednesday. That dropped Monday. Cause like usually I get the time confused and wrong. All right, is it sometimes I read a chapter and just like on the same week be where's the chapter at? Where's the chapter? What's supposed to be a chapter? And I guess that was happened last week because I don't know what happened. Sometimes I read these chapters way too fast. But yes. Now I will say this: the thumbnail for this video might be clickbait, and I might have to change it. It depends. But chapter 12, I gotta get used to saying 13:10. One woman, one dog, both waiting for Ippo's return. Hajime Ippo chapter 13:10, the first swing. And it's funny how it's like the cover page is like it's like Kumi, but she's not in the chapter. So like that random Kimura image. He was just there just to be there. But it starts off like any regular ordeal. Both fighters stands in the center of the ring. The American warrior braving away a match. Billy McCullum. Now Billy McCullum could be a reference to Jared McCullum. That middleweight boxer who ended with a brain injury. It could be a reference to him, could not be. And his former WBC featherweight champion and the current top 10 contender in the WBA. Our boy Billy. Makes no mistake, he didn't lose his belt and run. Billy relinquished the title himself in order to challenge for another one here in Mexico. Before the match, he had to say, "I'm still the champion tonight. I'll prove I'm the strongest featherweight around." A bold declaration. Now it first to Billy. Billy's a very interesting character because it's just like I was wondering in this chapter, who would Ricardo Martinez fight? Who would it be? Would it be Miyata or somebody else? But sadly, it is not. But you see by the rest of this chapter, I like Billy. I like Billy. He's blonde hair. Got that blonde hair coming out of his scalp. There's just Billy. Now, what I've said it what the whole review is. It is an interesting dilemma when it's saying relinquishing a belt, the challenge for another one. And the thing is, in the current day heavyweight division, our boy Tyson Fury could be relinquishing the belt to go against Anthony Joshua to not fight Dylan White, but somehow that's some people claim that's not a duck. That's not a duck apparently, but that's not my problem. When you think it's a duck or not, it's ironic that a similar situation could be happening in reality. They get the Anthony Joshua fight. Who knows? Who knows indeed? But Ippo's like, it's basically a unification bout. Billy Shoes has 22 KOs, 22 wins, 18 KOs, and just one draw. Wow, must have one of Aoki's fights. He's undefeated even with 3 world title defenses. And we had a chance for a match when Ricardo came up. He still had a mandatory title defense schedule and chose to relinquish the WBC belt to compromise to face Ricardo Martinez. And Sakamura just like he willing to give up his belt because he wanted to fight Ricardo that badly. He was like, yeah, I believe he felt this match was worth that much. He was gonna put it all on the line against Ricardo the real Martinez. I don't know why I started calling him the real deal Martinez. But I just one of those things that's just like he's the real deal. Because I've been wondering how come Ricardo Martinez has never decided to unify the belts? Why? 68 fights. He's starting to reflect Julio Cesar Chavez. It's just like why has he unified the belts? And we keep getting this right here in this match, right here. Both fighters head to their respective corners. All that's left is wait for the opening bell. And Sakamura is just like Ricardo is still here at the same level as Julio Cesar Chavez was in these days. 68 fights, 68 wins. Billy might be undefeated, but the caliber is totally different. I predict a knockout in the early rounds. And he looks up at Ippo. Ippo's like he's concentrated, he's focused on it. He's like, what's the matter? It's a bit of a hunch, but there's a moment we can tell right off the bat that we already know who will win. Sakamoto's like, huh? Nani? What? And Ippo breaks it down to explain that basically what he learned from Coach Kagama is depending on the conditioning of the fighter and how they are, you can already tell how the match is going to turn out by the time the bell rings and the person throws the first punch. It could be some basic shadow box or anything like that. Depending on the condition of the fighter, you can already pretty much predetermine who's going to win the fight right off the bat. That's what he basically explains. It's like a marriage. That's basically how it goes. That's the basic ordeal. That's pretty much it. It's like more just like the first swing. It's just like, yeah, but the first swing, to the conditioning, and everything you need to know about the fighter from the first swing. And this is where you get to the favorite moment of the chapter with our boy Billy. And Billy's just like in a corner. And he's just like, he's over here twitching. And like some type of maniac. And he's just like, I won the belt, but they still won't call me the strongest. And why not? Because Ricardo Martinez is sitting around? That's why not. Who's the strongest man on the 26-pound division? Who is it? Me. And tonight, I'm gonna prove it. Slice. Jab looks quite casual, but it caused Ippo and Sakamura's to shit bricks. So somehow this is really impressive. Somehow they're Ippo's like that. Sakamura's like, you need the inspiration that man is truly razor sharp. You get Ricardo Martinez. Now here's the part when I first read it, it was concerning for Martinez himself. When I first read this, I think I took it wrong. When I first read it, I took it as maybe Ricardo Martinez have gotten weaker from what he used to be. When Ricardo Martinez in the corner before the bell rings, he's just like, I can feel it underfoot. The fighter is still lingering in the mat. The remains of the death match between the Air Tiger and Mixel. The Otana Arena is staying from it. I'm so sorry. I suppose I'm always sorry. I'm unable to offer such fire myself. I can't begin to approach that level of heat. I'm sorry. Although maybe if it's you, perhaps you can answer my expectations. My expectations? They're my expectations. Now when I first read the chapter, I will admit, I took this as maybe Ricardo Martinez could be weaker with the whole I'm unable to offer such fire myself. But depending on how you look at it, when you read the chapter again, he's more or less implying, because I think I also went to the wiki and it's just like you say he was born in 66 and it's still taking place in the 1990s, so I was like, well, depending on certain numbers, I might add to it's complicated. I said it's 34 and 44, but it's like he's just like 34, 36, somewhere around there. That's around his age. You know, it's whole misconception. It really just comes from the fact I misread the chapter wrong the first time. Alright, I'm not the smartest man in the world. I just got that Hajime intelligence, and it's just all I have. But reading this one page, page 13, made me just starting to get me thinking: are we going to have a back-to-back fight? Really, are we going to have an Itagaki and a Mei and Aoki versus Shinobu type situation where back-to-back, or like like back-to-back fights? Just right back to back. We just had what the fight lasted like a good 20 chapters with Sinner versus Gonzalez. Now we're gonna have another entire chapter ordeal against that. The thing is like, wait, was it? No, it's like 10 chapters. It's like 12 to 20 chapters. I think it was like 12 chapters. I gotta go. Yeah, somewhere around there. But like, this is hinting, in my opinion, this could be an entire second ordeal of a fight here. Because I was saying like last fight, the reason I don't believe that Senna can beat Ricardo Martinez is we haven't seen this man get pushed or get challenged at all. We haven't seen the full layers and full arsenal of Ricardo Martinez. And it's just like, Martinez is just like, maybe if it's you, I can get the fire that I used to know. Maybe. But like every time you fight, Gonzalez pointed out, it's just like, he will switch to his real fighting stance, and then Gonzalez will fall over and the match will be over. But will Billy McCullum, will he be able to survive? The challenger charges straight into the center of the ring. Billy went for it. He going for the first hit, but he stops. It looked like he about to descend on Ricardo, but he stopped in the center of the ring. And now he's stepping in place, stepping up his rhythm. This isn't going to be an all-out or nothing slugfest like before. And this cannot be set up just in one round. Billy is telling Ricardo, let's box. Get ready for the longest 2 rounds of your lives. The longest 2 rounds of your life. Wait, what? What? And Billy's like, I'm done waiting. Now let's see what kind of man you are. And Ricardo responds with his own thoughts. With his own thoughts. I have high expectations of you. Don't you disappoint me. And the chapter ends off gloriously. It ends off gloriously with you get a sharp notification of the villain world-class performance. And furthermore, with face-to-face with Ricardo Martinez, he looked like he's not scared at all. He's strong, but maybe, just maybe, even ippo dare say it, as he's clenching on his chest. As he's clenching on his chest, he dare say he might be in trouble. Now there's one bad thing about the chapter, and that's it's a break next week. It's a break next week. Besides from One Piece gonna be boring unless a One Punch Man chapter come out, or something else, maybe a Boruto chapter or something. Oh no, Super. No, Super is this week. Super is this week. Well, it's gonna be a boring next week. But yeah, that's the entire chapter. That's the entire chapter of 1310. And I don't know. It's not the most hyped chapter out of the year, but it is posed some interesting questions. I was once wondering why Ricardo Martinez had not tried to unify the belts, and right here we got an unofficial unification for the IBF. And then we got boy Billy here, just like Billy's walking into Martinez, just like he has no fear. His jabs are razor sharp. He's just as tall as Martinez. It's just like, I don't care what anybody else is saying. I spent the last few years of my life gringing and grabbing, just dragging my nose to the dirt, trying to get a world championship. I get to drop 3 people after that. And you still don't think I'm the top featherweight in the division? Really? If it's me taking out the head of Martinez is gonna prove that I'm the #1 around here, then that's what I will do. That is what he will do. No sacrifice, no victory. He threw away the WBC just to take off the IBF. And when he does do that, whoever win that fight for the vacated belt of the WBC, he was just try to unify with them right after that. And we just have a super fight after this, if he's able to beat Ricardo Martinez. And I did have it there as a thought. Back when I was saying, maybe Ricardo Martinez is weaker. And the thing is, it's just like, actually, I might have to keep that thumb there, because like even ippo might be like, he might be in trouble. This might be the first time out of 12,000 chapters, all right, and that's like, at least like what, about 900 to 700, it's about 900 chapters now. After all these chapters, we just want to see how real deal Ricardo Martinez is, right? We finally get to see somebody inside the featherweight division challenge Ricardo Martinez, just like Takamura going against Brian Hunk, going against David Eagle, going against Richard Bison. You finally be able to see what Ricardo Martinez can do. We already know that he used corkscrew punches just like he's Jose Mendoza. But how far can Ricardo go? What is his limit? I'm ready to see what his power is. I want to see what he got. Now, usually in other series or anything like that, when you just have an entire chapter where it's just hyping up the fight, I wouldn't like it. But it all comes down to how you do it. And like I'm some type of pure action junkie, it all depends how you set it up. In this case, anything can happen. And the fact that Billy McCullen won a box with Ricardo Martinez, we've already seen what happened when ippo tried to use the Demptero. He won a box, this man. Now, we see it's a good and a bad thing. And the reason why it's a good thing is we get to see how Ricardo Martinez normally fights. I'm sure we kind of already seen that with AJ Dante, but AJ Dante didn't change to the first time he fought in the first place. And then after he got beaten by Martinez, he took a break. He came back and was just only fighting Japanese level of competition. fought one guy on the world stage, went to Martinez, got his jaw, ribs, and hand broken, and the fight was over. Remember, AJ Dante took a break. He stopped fighting altogether after he lost to Martinez. Martinez kept fighting as a world champion and continued his title defenses. So AJ Dante want to come back, like he's just a real stuff, and he's just like, how are you gonna come back against Martinez when you haven't been doing nothing besides from going against Japan level competition? And you struggled against Ippo, who made it look like a fool on the new challenger, when he's just a basic sparring partner by Martinez, who can't even get past his left hand. Just purely his left hand, nothing else. So we've seen some monstrous left hands, alright? We got the flickers, we got the bullets, we got the multiple punches from Gonzalez, or just from different angles. But it's just like, what Martinez did to the Dempsey, that was just sad. Because Ippo wasn't even able to properly wind it up. It was just pow, 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 pow. The fight was over. The fact that Billy has no fear, has no type of fear at all. Makes you question what character he's based off of, but this is serious. This is some good stuff right here. I want to see how this is going to turn out. I mean, so I don't know what you guys' opinion about this chapter is, because it's just like, this is a chapter like no other. Alright? This is a chapter where we can finally get some questions answered, and we can finally see how far away Sendo is from Martinez, and if he can even beat Martinez in the first place. We just might be able to see Ricardo Martinez entire arsenal in the next chapter. Possibly. I'm not confirming nothing, but possibly. There's always a chance. I repeat, there is always a chance. If you've been with Shopware King, I don't know your opinion about the chapter. This has been chapter 1310. Hopefully the video won't get taken down, but hey, anything can happen. Alright, the rising sun is right around the corner. I'm referring to the corporation, not the country. We've been with Shopware King, and peace.